Hello and welcome to my channel. This is another card in my Valentine's 2018 card series. This card video, I'm going to show you how to make a simple design mass produced. I'm going to make this card 4 times right in front of you in real time with minimal speeding up so that you can get an idea of how easy this card design is to replicate for yourself. I'm using the Half-tone Hearts stamp set by Altenew, and I really hope you will try this design yourself. The techniques I'm going to use is going to be how to use the MISTI. I'm going to do some minor embossing, and that's it. It's pretty easy. Let me move this out of the way and we'll get started. The inks I'm using today is going to be Versafine Onyx Black and Memento inks. I'm using Lulu Lavender, London Fog, Ladybug, and Angel Pink. This one is not part of the card design, but you'll see how I need it in a second. The stamp set I'm using today is going to be the Altenew Half-tone Hearts stamp set. There is also matching dies for this stamp set, but I'm not using that today. I'm also going to be using the small hearts from the Paper Studio embossing folder, and I have some ribbon, small hearts ribbon, and I have some small heart stickers and some rhinestones. And let me move this out of the way and start into the cards. The first thing I need to bring in is my score pad. Now I'm doing this, but this step is optional. I want to have at least 1.5 inches of the embossing at the bottom of the panels, and rather than have to try and remember where is 1.5 inches, I'm going to make a line. I'm going to score a line in here. So I'm taking the small white panels, and at the 1.5 inch mark I'm going to just go straight across and score all 4 of them. This little extra step will save me a lot of stress and worry when I go to the embossing. Okay, that just took a second. Alright, now that I have that done, I'm going to go to my Big Shot, and I want to, when you're using embossing folders, let me say that first, be sure that you're taking note of the direction of your pattern so that you put your paper in that way, because if I put the paper in this way, then my hearts would be going that direction, and that's not how I want it. So that's not all embossing folders are directional, but this one is. So the line that I made, I think you can see it, I'm going to line that up right with the top row of hearts and just run it through the embossing machine that way. So I'm going to go and emboss all 4 of these panels and be right back. Okay, so here are my 4 panels. I also went and cut 4 pieces of ribbon so that I have everything ready. I should let you know that you may hear some knocking in the background. That is the cat chasing his bowl across the room as he eats his lunch. I'm very sorry. I had a talk with him, but he insists that he's more hungry than my viewers are interested in my video. So we'll just deal with Mr. Kitty. I have also taken a piece of paper the same dimensions as the white panel and the London Fog, and I made a template of how the layout is going to be. Now I'm going to use this to help me line up the stamps in my MISTI tool, and I'll show you that as we go. So speaking of the MISTI tool, I have it here, and the first thing I need to do is stamp the hugs and kisses and then the lovely day, the sentiment. So I didn't stamp it before I embossed it because I didn't want to take a chance that during the pressing of the embossing that it would smear the words all over the place. So it is not optimal to do it this way, but this is, for this design, this is what I am going to go with. So let's make sure that's in place. Okay, and I'm just going to go through and stamp all of the sentiments. And I'm going to do this in real time, but I'll run music so that you can see how long the whole process actually is going to take. Now I'm going to take these stamps up because I'm going to use the door again. And I'm going to bring in my template. And where is the... And get the stamp and put it in place where I want it to be based on the template. This just takes a second. Okay, now bring this in and we'll go through and stamp these. Okay, now those are those all done, except this is not needed. I'm done with that. Now I'm going to adhere the ribbon, and you know what, before I do that, let me set this aside for just a moment, and I'm going to stamp the insides, and that's also just as easy as the outside was. So as before, I have my Misty tool with my stamps in place already. Set that over here, and the inside is going to be very simple. First, I'm going to do the sentiment and hold that in place, and this is going to be the Versafine. And the hearts will be Ladybug. Okay, now it's going to be just assembling the cards. So this part, I am going to speed that up so that you don't have to watch that slowness. Okay, there are all 4 cards. Very quick, very simple design, and this video was a little bit longer because I tried to do it as much real time as I could so that you could see about how long it actually took to make the cards. I made one little mistake, you may have seen that, where I put down the panel without the ribbon. I'm going to blame SpaceX for that because today is the launch of the Falcon Heavy rocket, and I was watching the real-time live feed of Starman in the Tesla, and I got mentally distracted for a second. It's such an awesome thing. You really should search for that video to see it. Hopefully it'll still be online by the time you see this video. But I'd like to thank you for watching this video, and I hope you will try this card yourself. This is a very easy design. You could replicate it with any heart stamps you had, any heart embossing folder you had. If you didn't want the embossing and you had some nice pretty heart paper, you could put that in place of where I've done the embossing. Any kind of changes you like. And as long as you have everything lined up, ready to go, and in an assembly line fashion, making multiple cards at one time is very simple. I made 4, but I could have just as easily made 10 or 20 with no effort at all. Just go from one thing to the next, one step at a time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd like to thank my brother David for the music that he's provided for this Valentine series, as well as all the other music that he's providing. And you got to hear a lot of it in this video because this video is kind of long. Everyone have a great day and take care.